some of this throughout the course of the event, of course, for the streaming. But so what we have here isn't a Scapeshift deck so much per se as it is a Jeskai control deck that happens to be playing Scapeshift as a win condition. So we have your normal Jeskai control stuff. We've got your Path to Exiles and your Lightning Bolts and your Helixes and your Mana Leaks and your Spell Snares and your Remands and your Snapcaster Mages. And then instead of just like trying to beat them down with 4 colonnades or like splashing a Planeswalker or a Karanos or a Nahiri like we've been doing recently, we are playing 2 copies of Scapeshift, and we have 9 mountains and 2 Valakuts in the mana base. In addition to that, because we have green and we have Scapeshift, we also have 3 copies of Bring to Light here, which can act as additional copies of Scapeshift, and it can also do things like get Wrath of God and Anger of the Gods and Timely Reinforcements and all that jazz. So this is a sweeper slash finisher, which is sweet. I played a deck similar to this at GP Pittsburgh at the end of last year. I went mediocre 7-5 with it, but it's fine. So people again are been commenting the last few days that I've always said I never liked Path and Mana Leak in the same decks, but this deck again gets to eschew the fact that Path Mana Leak is awkward by playing Izzet Charm to draw discard and by playing 2 copies of Desolate Lighthouse to draw discard. So again, you mitigate the fact that pathing them and then trying to cast Mana Leak is awkward, because when Mana Leak becomes awkward in the late game, you just discard it to Desolate Lighthouse or Izzet Charm. There are 0 black sources in the mana base. I am actually just going to say, let's not draw this card, or if we do, let's loot it away with Izzet Charm or Desolate Lighthouse. It's possible I should like throw a Blood Crypt or a Godless Shrine in here, but I really don't feel like doing that, so I'm not going to. I think I'm just fine just like boarding this in and having it to grab with Bring to Light and that being good enough. Howdy, Namachill. So yeah, so basically that's the deck plays 27 lands, so quite a few lands. We have a high land count, not only because, you know, we have a bunch of mountains in the deck, but I also got a couple Desolate Lighthouses in here. And we're taking a Nahiri break. I successfully spiked Nahiri up to over $20, so I want to give it a break, you know, give people a chance to get them before they spike some more. That and this deck is amusing, so I want to play it. That being said, so one of the reasons why I like this, so there's 2 reasons why I worked on this deck and I like it more than traditional like Bring to Light Scapeshift decks, and there's 2 reasons. One is that we're not just a dedicated Scapeshift decks. Like we have Snapcaster Mage and we have 2 Celestial Colonnades to like kill them without ever casting Scapeshift. So like you can get Slaughter Games and still win the game here, etc. In the sideboard, we also have a Geist of Saint Traft, which is really sweet. Like this card won me so many games when I played this deck last time, because you just like randomly Bring to Light for it on 5 and like kill them. Like with this card they can interact with post board. We have Pia and Corindalar as well, and an Even Mind Sensor randomly. So the thing you have to remember with these colorless lands is we have 25 colored sources in the mana base. So like these cards, we're not playing these instead of other mana lands that produce colored mana. We're playing them as additional lands. Like this deck doesn't need 27 lands in it, so I'm adding in extra utility lands to not only help us hit land drops, but we're not cutting colored sources in order to play these Desolate Lighthouses. It's not like I'm some kind of greedy person who's like playing 25 land Jeskai control with 2 or 3 Ghost Quarters in it. Like that's obnoxious. We're on 27 lands here. So the mana base is, let's say, moderately functional. The other thing you have to remember is the green is very much a splash. We only have 5 green cards in the deck, and this one we never cast before turn 5 and it only needs 1 green source to cast. And this one we don't cast until turn 7 or later, and it requires 2 green sources, but again, it's turn 7 or later. So let's go ahead and get to some games here. Cue it up. Leagues. Get into that friendly modern league. Wouldn't want to be mean to anyone. Just got Scapeshift. Yep. Grab your worldly councils now. again, played this deck list at a Grand Prix, went 7-5. So like, you can it's definitely capable of winning matches. There's 2 Valakuts in the main deck. You can't kill them with Scapeshift without Valakut. Like we wouldn't play Scapeshift without Valakut. Want a die roll. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Because sometimes you draw your Scapeshift and don't have double green to cast it when you can cast Bring to Light. Sometimes you get your first Scapeshift countered, or you get your first Scapeshift countered or discarded. Like, howdy, folks. Opponent is playing either traditional Scapeshift or green-red Titan Shift. In either event, this matchup's better for our deck that has a combo finish than it is for traditional Jeskai control. Worldly Council, for those that haven't seen it, this is basically it's similar to Anticipate, Explore. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna go ahead and snare this. All right, play this tapped. I think I'm mana leaking this. Yeah, I'm gonna mana leak this. I like countering their acceleration because if their end game is Scapeshift, you can't mana leak Scapeshift. So I'm just gonna counter them up the curve as much as possible here. So right now we have 3 different basic land types, so Worldly Council is exactly Anticipate. When we get a Forest into play at some point, this will become Impulse. So we might miss a land drop, so I'm just going to go ahead and cast this now. Grab this. Shock this in. I'm going to go ahead and cancel at end step here. Grab another land. One thing we do have to be conscious of is how many mountains I'm grabbing into my hand. So we are greedy in the number of mountains we're playing because of how many results, how stressed the mana base is being pulled in so many directions. So there are only 9 mountains in the mana base, and I have 4 of them in play already. So we only have 5 mountains left in our deck, which means in order to kill our opponent with Scapeshift, we do need to get to 8 lands. I posted a formal streaming schedule for the first time earlier this week. I had previously been teaching missing a land drop feels bad. I had previously been teaching a class 2 days a week at about this time, but that semester is over, so I'm not doing that anymore. If he has landscape shift, we're dead here. Hopefully this is just Primeval Titan. Just mana leak this guy. So we didn't draw a land, but drawing mana leak's pretty good. All right. Cast another one of these. Breeding Pool, Flooded Strand. Guess I'll take the Breeding Pool. Put that into play. We are dead to a Scapeshift here. Probably mostly dead to a Primeval Titan. Alright, not dead yet. One of the things that's funny about this deck is against decks like our opponents where we don't have a ton of targets for Path to Exile, you can actually path your own Snapcaster Mage as a build your own ramp spell. So we're going to go ahead and just poke him here with this, and then actually if he doesn't kill us next turn and we draw a land, we get to kill him with Scapeshift. So if we don't die this turn, we just need to draw a land to kill him in our 27 land deck. Oh, that's annoying. Well, the good news is if he keeps bricking off and we keep bricking off, we get to kill him in 3 turns with this colonnade. We might play some Rabbit Rock later in Hex. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, explore. Gets redraw. Please keep missing. Please keep missing. Yay! Come on, come on. Non-mountain land. Valakut. Okay, so that kills him, right? Yep. So we just go Valakut, and we go boop 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 boop. I guess I should technically leave a blue floating. Blue, red, zip. Cast, Scapeshift. Cast this for Scapeshift. So we have 5 mountains left in our deck, and the great thing about casting this is we can confirm that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mountains left in our deck, so we can 15 our opponent here. So we'll go ahead and we'll cast Scapeshift, cast this, and we don't want to sacrifice all of our mountains. We're going to sacrifice 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is enough to kill him, right? I guess I should just... 4 is enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, and do 12 to our opponent. I would not like to pay life. Get you. Opponent is dead. How's it going? Life's swell. I don't know if I want Dispel against the non... Slaughter Game seems okay. Geist Ain't Trash seems okay. Crumble seems okay. Helix and Bolt don't seem great. Anger, Timely, Wrath of God, Lightning Bolt. I guess Helix is probably better than Bolt. Nigh Scapeshift with Nahiri in primetime. Yeah, what's his name? Someone's been streaming that. I'm blanking on his name right now. Tickle's been streaming something like that. I don't think I want anything else. I think the paths are fine to be killing his Primeval Titans. You can't bring to light for Nahiri, that is correct. I'm just going to go ahead and hit submit here. This hand's kind of medium. I think I'm supposed to keep it because I've got two mana leaks. Doesn't seem awful. We only have 2 lands is the problem. I'm going to keep it. Let's see. Never didn't have it. This deck is surprisingly functional. You look at this is definitely one of the deck lists where you look at it on paper and you go, man, Hoagland's on something, and it's more functional than it looks on paper. Again, just countering the ramp up the chain here, especially when we have more counter spells in hand. Sure. Nahiri has see this is a little awkward. Now we have to get double green in order to cast these because there's only 2 Scapeshifts in the deck. And the other deck we won 9 with? Yeah, that's true. This deck, like I said, I think this deck is super reasonable. I played this deck at a Grand Prix. I think it's fine. Land Primeval Titan. Land Primeval Titan. All right. Well, if he just has Scapeshift, we're gonna be in trouble. Landscape shift we can't beat right now. Well, we can beat that land into Scapeshift because Mana Leak is alive. Oh, look at that. Nice land you played there, bud. Nice land. Get it out of here. Whew. Nice land. All right. Sweet. Take a pretty picture here. So he's got 4 Primeval Titans and 3 Lightning Bolts in his deck and 2 Summoners Pact. Okay. Play this. Enjoy. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, scoreboard. We're on the table. Jeskai Scapeshift. You heard it here first. Best Scapeshift deck out there. Clearly. This card. So, one of the reasons why I love this deck is that I'm a sucker for a good toolbox. I really am a sucker for a good toolbox. And Bring to Light gives us a toolbox. So like we have 5 crumbles against Tron. Rip Tron, like get crumbled. I think it's medium. Hand's not terrible, right? Think I can keep this? This is Worldly Council. You look at the top number of cards off the top of your deck, you'll remember basic land types you control. Not that good against Mono Blue Tron. Believe it or not, we're not going to skew our deck to beat the Tier 3 deck. I own 45 copies. We have a Shatterstorm. You can't bring to light for Stony Silence. So I've got 1 Shatterstorm here in the board that we can bring to light for, and then a copy of Wear Tear that we can also theoretically bring to light for. The kids are watching Special Agent Oso and eating fruit snacks. Oh man, is he playing Kiki Chord? He's not about to have a good time if he's playing Kiki Chord. Opponent looks like they're on Chord. This deck can beat Infect and Burn. This deck is playing no ramp and a bunch of interaction. This is literally Jeskai control. Right? Kitchen fakes, you'd think. Watch him undo his lands now and then float mana from the Wall of Roots because Wall of Roots is broken. Yeah. God, I'm good. Oh, Wall of Roots bugged. Yep. He's got an Ahiri. This is literally anticipate here. Grab Helix for now. Might poke Nahiri with it. Another path. Am I playing a mountain out here? I feel like I'm playing a mountain here. Maybe just a fetch land? I don't really want to fetch a mountain, though. I'll play this for now. Pass the turn. There is no open this weekend. I am home, but I will be streaming this weekend. You know, fill that void apparently because there's no GP coverage. I do not play Emrakul with Nahiri and Cord, but I wouldn't put it past my opponent to be playing Emrakul in their Nahiri Cord deck. So I'm probably going to spend a Helix on this Nahiri just to keep it down for a few turns. Even him just getting Revel Arc here wouldn't be great for us, so I'm just going to go ahead and Helix him. Not under any pressure. We get to bring in Celestial Purge in this matchup to kill Nahiri. Also exiles Kiki. No, there's no coverage in Charlotte. Drawing another mountain isn't great. I guess I'm just playing this out. Oh, I could just fetch Hollowed Fountain. Yeah, we'll play this and fetch Hollowed Fountain. We basically just need to live. We basically just need to not die for a few turns and then eventually hit a Scapeshift and kill him. Restoration Angel resolves. Float your mana. Go ahead and path this now. Keep it out of here. Just wear a GoPro at Charlotte, right? We'll just stream it live on my channel. Yeah, you have a voice. That's fine. Also fine. Man, drawing our main deck Anger would be hot. Man, this card's so good. Whoever decided they should be playing that card, he was pretty smart. Float your mana, yep. So if this was paper, he could Cord for 4 next turn. Right, he could he could cord for 4. It's not paper though, so he can only cord for 3 because Magic Online sucks. I think I'm just snapping. Yeah, I'm just gonna shock this in, and I'm going to snap Worldly Council here and look for like Bring to Light or Scapeshift to kill him. And again, I'm doing this now because there's 2 voices on his side of the table. I'm shocking in so I can keep Path to Exile up. Again, we just have to live till we have 7 lands in play and have a Bring to Light or Scapeshift in our hand. So you look at 4 cards. Alright, well that's not what we were looking for, but I mean, that'll do, pig. Probably buys us more than enough time. You see Nahiri being banned in Modern? No, you just like counter or discard their 4-mana card, or kill it, or Maelstrom Pulse it, or Dreadbore it, or Celestial Purge it, like... Welcome to Magic Online, enjoy your stay. Cord for 3, go ahead. Eternal Witness, sure. Yep, you get your card back. I got 24 before they jumped. The people that are buying 24 Nahiris are the reason why Nahiri is expensive. Not because it's good enough to be expensive, but because people like you are buying them out. It's artificial inflation that will come back down once people try to start selling them. So, just for reference. If you would like a lesson on the impracticality of what you're doing and why it's not going to make you a ton of money. I'm just going to take 4 here. I'm going to block this Eternal Witness, though, right? Yeah, that's free. It's basically free, right? I guess he can get Lark next turn, and I don't really want him to Lark back Witness. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I'm just going to take 6. That's fine. Hopefully we get a BTL or Escape Shift here in the next 2 to 3 draws or redraws towards them. Is it Charm, Worldly Council, etc. Yeah, it's better to... I agree. I think it's better to just exile all these things that take 2 more points of damage. He's got Cord and X in his hand right now. Not playing around Forge Tender game 1. Trying another mountain doesn't feel good. Cording during my draw step. Oh, man. I wonder if we're getting Sin Collected. That's going to suck. Yeah, I think we're getting Sin Collected. That's one way we can lose this game. Yeah, good play, opponent. The gods are no longer angry. Alright, well, we still have the draw Scapeshift or Bring to Light and kill them next turn plan. Is this still a thing we are allowed to do? No, that's just the right line. No, that's just the correct. That's just a good line. I think I make that play most of the time too. Like he's winning a fair game of Magic here with the Nahiri, so I think you make that line. A good player makes the line that he just made even without knowing what I have going on. This sequencing seems interesting from him. Yeah, you've got voice tokens, that's fine. I have to kill you next turn. I had to kill you next turn either way. So we've got 5 draws that kill him, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 draws that redraw into the cards that kill him. He hasn't used the Nahiri yet, so he's not on Emrakul, because he would have just gotten Emrakul. He's just playing Milos without the Emrakul. It's fine. Lark, we're pretty dead either way. Again, we have our 5 draws that kill him, and then 5 possible redraws to not die. I guess Wrath of God technically means we don't die next turn, so that's a draw that could... He didn't activate Kiki. Alright. Interesting. Interesting. That is not one of our draws that kills him. We're a ways off. Extra angers are fine. Crumble's not good. Mind Sensor's good. Timely's not great. Wrath is medium. Spell Snare, I don't love. Purge is fine. Exile's Nahiri. So opponent's player is pretty tight there up until the last couple turns. What do I want to cut? I like a lot of these cards. I trim a Desolate Lighthouse. I don't mind trimming a land in this deck a lot of the time. Trim some of the spot removal maybe, since we're bringing in more sweepers. Mana Leak and Dispel are fine. Remand's great. Mind Sensor's great. What's the cut here? Is it just another Helix? Could just be another Helix. Maybe I just don't love Wrath of God. I guess Wrath kills Resto. Just do this, or maybe this. Leave a little bit more life gain in. Let's give it a try. Yeah, we could have died that turn. I agree. There are a couple different ways he could have ended up having us die. Sand's fine. It's not stellar, but it's fine. Mana Leak on the play is probably always a keep. It's unfortunate he's our Valakut with the Sin Collector, so he knows what we're doing. It's one of the advantages you gain if you lose a game 1. I should take off my random text at the top, because we have started already. Thank you to everyone that's hanging out here this afternoon, playing some Modern with us. Well, at least we have a remand to redraw towards land. This is going to fetch Breeding Pool for us, so we have all of our colors online, and our Worldly Councils are great. Just basically remanding whatever he plays here. Want to try and hit our land drops. Because we don't have acceleration, it's important to make sure we hit all of our land drops. Things that don't feel good. At least let's look at 4 cards for a land. Oh, it's good. It's a good thing we looked at 4 cards since there's only 1 land in there. Rough. If you Pikachu against me there, thank you for the follow. I appreciate the support. Resolves. Well, at least we get the 4th land drop. Got that going for us. Spellskite, really don't care about this. We're just going to go ahead and Wrath everything away here at some point. I can take 2 from this elemental for a little while. I don't care. Probably want to get 1 more guy on the table at least before we cash in the Wrath. Use our life total as a bit of a resource here. Alright, Remain's on a bad draw. Snapcaster Mage would be great, so we could like snap Worldly. Make some land drops here. Yep, that's fine. Worldly Council. I think I'm wrathing this board. I think that's fine. He's been missing land drops. Killing the Mana Dork is fine. We have Purge and Bolt afterwards. Seems good. Our life total is taking a little bit of pressure here. I don't want to take too much more, I don't think. Draw land too, that's sweet. Let's do this, leave Bolt up. Boom goes the Dynamite. Alright, he has land. That's bound to happen eventually, right? That's a pretty good one. Just read by his voice here. He might just read by the fetch land too. He's missing land drops. Hate that. Probably spending this bolt on the Eternal Witness. Yeah, he's rebuying the fetch land. Yeah, I'm just going to send this bolt to the Witness. Again, preserving our life total here a little bit. Probably want to use my mana to loot next turn. Angry Gods. Yeah, I'm going to loot here at sorcery speed, I think. Although I guess that gives him an opening to stick Nahiri. Yeah, I'll just pass for now. Thanks for the news, BBC. 25-page lab report. That's a long report. If he just passes here, this likely means Restoration Angel. Would not be surprised to see him just like jam a Nahiri in here, to which I will just remand it. This is a Sin Collector, also just remanding it. Yeah, let's just try again. Shock myself. Pass. Okay, so he's dead to Scapeshift or Bring to Light at any point here. Fulminator Mage you can Cord for. That's the difference. I guess I shouldn't get fancy. Let's just mana like this. This is more indicative of how these games usually play out when we don't just have a bunch of lands in our hand. Like, we just, like, 1-for-1 and interact with his board a bunch, and then at some point we cast Scapeshift and he dies. Just because our deck really doesn't apply pressure and doesn't interact with us all that well. So, 2 draws to kill him. Izzet Charm gives us a bunch of redraws, so let's keep that. I think I'm going to be aggressive here and just loot with this Izzet Charm. I guess I should technically leave this untapped in case we draw actual Scapeshift. Although I guess, am I supposed to just use this aggressively here? I have to draw like exactly Scapeshift or land plus untapped land plus Bring to Light. I guess that's fine, right? Yeah, I think that's fine. Another Anger. Flooded Strand. think I'm binning these two so that way I can loot with this. Yeah, that seems fine. We only need one Valakut in our deck. We're going to play some Kiki this weekend, don't worry. I know we've had almost a week off, so we will play Kiki on our side of the table for the first time in a while this weekend. I was going to stream after the GP coverage this weekend, but apparently there's almost no GP coverage, so that's, yeah, that card really doesn't matter. So again, get some draws and redraws here to just kill him. We're gonna fetch shock and end step here. Idiotic that there's no coverage, right? Like I don't understand. I'm so just floored by their who is making the decisions. I don't understand who the decision making process is. I guess whatever. All right, now we drew Scapeshift, so he's dead. I guess I shouldn't have shown him Celestial Purge. That was silly. Technically, that was a mistake. Should have discarded the path or something. Are there any mountains in my graveyard? No, there's not. There's one Valakut. Okay, Scapeshift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's no mountains in here, right? Just double check. I'm always so paranoid when I play this game deck online. There's no mountains in there. We've only got 2 in play, so we can just sack everything here. Alright, just concedes. Look, we voted. I posted a straw poll this morning. Alright, my toddler decided he wanted to take his nap early. Usually he goes down about 2 o'clock, but he is asleep on the floor behind me, which is kind of cute. I think I'm just hitting submit here. Pretty happy with how I boarded. So after this game, I'm going to run and throw my toddler down for his nap. the uncastable slaughter games, definitely. I've not tested Marduna here yet. It's on my list of things I want to try. Hand's great. Keep. Yeah, it's just, look at me, I'm the DCI. They just put all the events up on a dartboard and throw things at it. Oh, you are very much not asleep? It's about time for you to go down to bed too, kiddo. Yeah, I'll bring Jacob in a second. You put Declan's bottle up with him. So this is an interesting decision. I want to play the Colonnade on 1, but I also want a Worldly Council on 2, and if I Colonnade on... I likely want a Worldly Council on 2, and if I Colonnade on 1, the Worldly Council is only going to look at 2 cards on turn 2. So the Worldly Council is just going to be awkward this game. I'm just going to play this tapped. We're in game 3 here. If he has voice here, just a wall, sure. Alright, so I think we're just shocking in steam vents here. Yeah, I'm just going to Shotgun Steam Vents. And if he doesn't do anything that we want to Is a Charm, I might just cast this as Look at 2, which is probably fine. I don't know. Could also just be loose. Loose as a goose. Yeah, it's fine. Do you have a land? You do. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to cast this as Look at 2, just like Bad Anticipate. Grab a path for now, I guess. Alright, there's Bring Delight. Go ahead and play this out and probably fetch Breeding Pool with it. I guess one thing that's awkward about waiting to fetch here is that if he just goes land pass, he could technically be representing Chord for Mind Center, but I guess we can just Spell Pierce that with Is a Charm, right? So I guess that's not too awkward. You got PNK? Sure. Breeding Pool for now. So it's looking like this Bring to Light is probably going to be getting Wrath of God. I mean, you have watched 2 entire games with the deck and probably have no idea what's in the deck list, so I'm sure you're definitely qualified to make comments on what's greedy and what's not. Links to the deck list are below the stream, or that link there as always. Hopefully he does stuff with his mana again this turn so I can just Wrath him next turn and not feel bad about it. Unlike a lot of people that build decks, I put a lot of thought into the cards that go into what goes into my deck list. Put a lot of thought into it. This is the first league with this iteration of the deck. I think I'm just getting basic planes here because I really don't want to fetch out more mountains, right? Sounds right. I'm also not sure that I want to jam. I'm also not sure that I just want to jam this anymore. Like, he's just, like, in a holding pattern here. So I think I actually just want to, like, have Mana Leak, Path, Is it Charm up here? And just, like, maybe we're just, like, killing him with this. And we'll see what he does here at end step. We can leak a Resto. We can pierce a Chord for the wrong amount. Is that my neck ear thing? I'll have to play with it later. Thank you. He could just be going for 3 here. He's going for a bunch. Probably just mana leaking this. But he does it enough that I can Spell Pierce, so I'm definitely Spell Piercing it. Chord calling for 5. Yeah, I'm just going to mana leak this. This is probably getting a Lark. How about a ban? That sounds good. Get out of here, troll. Not only is I don't think the casting on the verdict is that much easier, but since we're only playing a singleton Wrath of God, the decks that could counter it will just counter the Bring to Light for the sweeper. So you're gaining more by saying can't be regenerated as opposed to having the ability to do whatever. So we're gaining more by having the not regenerate clause because we're Bring to Lighting for the sweeper most of the time anyways. Like they just counter this instead of the whatever else we're doing. Yeah, man, get in there. Our breeding pool here. Drew another mana leak. Am I just like playing this tapped and then passing the turn? Yeah, it sounds right. I wish I would have played a shock land tapped last turn, so that way I could have played an untapped land this turn to have like leak snap leak or path snap path plus leak up. But hopefully he's just dead next turn. We just like shock this in and then go for it. Ghost Quarter's kind of annoying, but doesn't really matter. We have two green sources here, so opponent deep in the tank. Is it Charm plus Mana Leak should mean we're not dead here. Just passing the turn. Okay, well, so I think we can kill him here. I guess he's like courting for. He's gonna court for Sin Collector again. That seems okay. Oh, that's unfortunate. Am I just supposed to like leak, snap, leak here? The problem with that is, man, my kingdom for a dispel. Yeah, the problem is I wanted to kill him this turn, and like we can't kill him this turn and counter the Court of Calling. At any rate, I think we Izzet Charm it first, because if he doesn't pay for it, I want to be able to mana leak a Restoration Angel. And we're at 11 life. He's going to have more than enough time to make like 4 angels. Alright, so what am I doing here? Do I want to shock in this Steam Vents is a question. Lets me hold up Path and Izzet Charm. I'm taking 6. He can kill me if I shock this in. He can just attack me for... I guess if he just goes to combat and attacks with everything, I Path 1 and then Izzet Charm 1 and then I don't die. If he has Lightning Helix in his deck, I think I'm fine randomly dying to that. I wouldn't put it past him having Lightning Helix in his deck. I'd probably board it in this matchup. Also he does here. Like I said, if he ships with all of these, I'm going to start by pathing PN Corindalar, I think. And then he's going to redirect it, and then I'll Izzet Charm something. I'm aware he has Skite. I have Path plus Izzet Charm. This attack is interesting. So he's holding up cord for... he's holding up cord for 6, technically. I think I'm just burning a path on this, because burning a path on this is basically like pathing Spellskite. Just makes him pay 2 life. So I don't want to take 4 from these and then get Helix plus Piet out of the game. Alright, non-Valakut land. Another Bring to Light. So the Spellskite actually stops him from dying to Scapeshift here, because I needed a land there, so that way I could get double Valakut. Yeah, I think we're just supposed to Bring to Light for Wrath here, because this is actually stopping him from dying to the Scapeshift, which it's kind of rare that that comes up where he cannot die to Scapeshift through Spellskite, but when you're only on 7 lands, it definitely comes up where that happens. Yeah, so I'm just gonna Bring to Light for Wrath here. And we could get Mind Censored, which would feel real bad. Deal. And here he resolves. We don't have enough mana to do that, Ian. Bring to Light costs 5. Why is there a Marsh Flats in his deck? Okay. We only have 7 mana here, which was the problem. Another Spellskite. Okay, so now we need... land? Alright, land means he's dead, right? So just like put this into play. I only have 5 mountains left in my deck, but this is our 8th... no, I have 6 mountains left in our deck, right? I don't have any exiled. I don't have any in my bin. So we have 1, 2, 3, and I'm on 9 mountains. Like, I'm always so paranoid I'm going to mess that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mountains. Yeah, so I can play this. Cast. I guess I should technically flood extra red, extra blue. Cast this for 4. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mountains in the deck, so we'll sacrifice all of our lands. Oh, did I not put the link in the bottom? It should be. I think it's in a different spot. I rearranged stuff at the bottom of the stream earlier. Oh, did I forget to put it back in there? Yeah, I guess it's not below the stream anymore. If you type deck list in chat, that's fine. So sacrifice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands, get 2 Valakuts and 6 mountains, and kill him. This is 12 triggers, so Spellskite does not save him. You are correct. The link is not there anymore. Maybe I'll put it back later. Oh, don't make me click through this. I have to click no on your stupid Nahiri 12 times. He can Skite Valakut, but every time he Skites Valakut, it costs him 2 life. So there's 12 triggers, which would cost him 24 life to Skite all of the triggers, so he's dead. Basically, Skite can reduce each trigger to 2 damage. So 12 is more than sufficient. Like I said earlier, Skite is usually not great against Scapeshift, but occasionally when they're stuck on 7, Skite can be enough to hold them back a little bit. Yeah, it's literally just kind of control with an alt win con. We're not the only acceleration in this deck is Path to Exile my own Snapcaster Mage. That's literally our only acceleration. I'd like to play first. A weekend with the brand new sub. First brand new sub of the day. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate the support, mate. Thank you very much. You get some sweet new emotes, and I appreciate the support. You help me stream as often as I do. Pretty easy one land mulligan here. Yeah, this hand's fine, though. Opponent also went to 6. I think I'd rather just like look for lands. We've got plenty of removal spells in our hand here. We're on the play anyway, so I guess I should have topped that. Because I was just gonna fetch anyways. I guess our opponent could technically lead on Goblin Guide, and then I wanted to trigger first. This is gonna fetch Sacred Foundry here. The main deck timely with the Bring to Light for it is great. He played a Goblin Guide. All right. Yeah, I'm going to let this trigger, and then we'll fetch a... All right, I drew a land. Am I supposed to path this? I feel like I'm not supposed to path this. I'm just going to take the hit. That's tough. I guess I could fetch basic planes and path this, and then just hold up remand next turn. Okay, I don't hate that, actually. Especially now that we hit another land here. Just like preserve our life total. Yep. He didn't find a basic, so either this is Burn with 2 basics in his hand, or it's Suicide Zoo. Suicide Zoo, okay. Kinda wish I would have saved the path now. Remand's not very good in this matchup, so I'm just cashing it in early to draw cards. Okay, so what am I doing here? I think I'm just playing Sacred Foundry tapped, and then passing the turn. Next turn, we'll go fetch Basic Mountain, cast Anger of the Gods, wrath away the Goblin Guide and the Swift Spear. Yeah, this is fine. Howdy, Ruvian. Thanks for hanging out. Welcome to the stream. Bring to Lights on top. All right. It's a good draw. Just take our damage here. Again, draw that. Play this. Fetch for Basic Mountain. Cast Anger of the Gods. Leaving up Basic Plains. So we have Path. And he could have Mutagenic Growth here. Or Tarkus Command sometimes, I suppose. I would not be super surprised to see him save this for the Mutagenic Growth. Yep. Saving Goblin Guide. Okay, interesting. He must not have a lot of other things to trigger prowess then. Or he's just like triggering prowess again, or he's going to like bolt our dome or something. If you're going to trigger prowess again here, he can save both his guys. Alright, I'm just saving GG. That's fine. So Bring to Light gets a few good things here. We have Wrath and Timely Reinforcements that I can possibly get. He fetched a land tapped. That's interesting. If he plays Death Shadow, I'm probably going to Wrath next turn. If he doesn't, if he just like ships in with this, I'll just draw another land. Sweet. I'm going to take a hit for 2 here. If he goes in on it, we'll path it, obviously. We going in on this here? This looks like a Become Immense. Yep. Alright, would not be surprised to see a concession here. Nice deck. Get out of here. Alright, Scapeshift kills him in 2 turns. Bring to Light for Scapeshift kills him in 2 turns. That's a little awkward. That guy's really big. Just go land for now. Alright, well, I got that. Boop, 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 boop. Guess this. Cast Wrath of God. Alright, play this mountain out. We've got 1 steam vent in the bin, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 mountains. So there's 5 mountains left in our deck, so we can just go ahead and bring to light for the old Scapeshift and just make sure we don't sacrifice all of my mountains. We get 1 Valakut and then 1, 2, 3, 4... I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 mountains. There's 5 mountains out already. So we only get 4 mountains here. So we got Scapeshift. Scapeshift. So we get Valakut and 1, 2, 3. Opponent conceded. Sure. I didn't count the basic. You are correct. And that's why I like casting Bring to Light, because it lets me do that and verify what all is in our deck, so I don't be a big dumb dummy and do something silly. Alright, gods are angry. Remand's not great. Maybe thinks like there's also merit to showing your opponent a one-of that you have access to make them fearful of it. Like, we're not always going to have access to this line, but our opponent's gameplay might contort in a certain way that he plays around Wrath of God and paces his threats out slowly and gives us more time because he doesn't want to get blown out by it, even when we just don't have access to the card. So sometimes in situations like that, I actually like showing them a card that we didn't have to. I think I'm just trimming Mana Leaks and Remands on the draw. We're going to bring in Dispel and Anger of the Gods. And the Celestial Purge, basically 2 mana removal spell. Yeah, and so when I played this deck at Pittsburgh last year, the number of people that like got this look on their face, like when my 7th land was Breeding Pool untapped, cast Bring to Light, kill you, out of like this deck that had just cast Jeskai control cards up until that point, like the shock factor is great. Snare is fine. Snare counters Battle Rage, which will often combo us, and it counters Apostle's Blessing if they're playing it. I'm just going to fetch Basic Mountain and bolt this, preserve our life total here on the draw. Our opponent is playing Death Shadow aggro, correct. Or Suicide or Suicide Zoo, depending on who you talk to. Shock this in. It's possible I'm supposed to shock this in so I can anger an external guard. This pretty sure I'm just like looting with Izzet Charm in his end step here. He's probably like shocking himself and putting in Death Shadow, I'd assume. Yeah. This is actually an interesting question. Do I want to shock this and make him have like a mutagenic growth here? I almost think I do. Like, anything that lets him pay life here lets this Death Shadow live. But it, like, gets the pump out of his hand for later. I feel like I'm supposed to shock and then loot here. Not in a good spot. Binning this and this, I think. There's like double helixing this Death Shadow here. Seems fine. Next turn we have Bring to Light up. Again, mutagenic growth, not pretty for us here, but I just don't think we're beating that either way. So just like do our best. And they play 4 mutagenic growth, so like having a second one's not completely unreasonable here. He's gonna give it +6/+6, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's why we did this on our turn instead of waiting for him. If we don't die this turn, we get to get Wrath next turn. Scale of 1 to dead, probably dead. I guess I could have held the helixes there in an attempt to kill him. That's definitely something I didn't consider. I think I like this configuration even on the play. I guess Anger's not the... Anger's probably fine. Kills all their idiots other than Death Shadow. Save the burn for when they go all in. Yep, that's probably true. That's fine. 1 game 1. Yep, hand's great. Put it mulligan to 6. I mean, it literally just top 8 at the open. Mulligans to 5, feeling better. The Death Shadow deck is just one of the many inconsistent aggressive decks in Modern. I don't know if we're going to be Emmer-cooling people today. Maybe at some point this weekend. No 1-drop. Sounds great. Don't I play this tapped? Yeah. I'm assuming this is untapped. He's got a Death Shadow in his hand. There's lots of decks in Modern that are inconsistent, and their reasoning for being okay is that they hit hard and fast, so... I will be at the Open in Indy. It's a good draw. Mutagenic growth me. It's a little awkward. Maybe I'm supposed to wait and just do this at end step. I feel like I got a little bit there. I let myself get got a little bit there. Yeah, that was a mistake. Just gonna put this into play tapped. Next turn we'll BTL for Wrath. I will sign you Kiki Jiki, happy to. You feeling lucky, punk? Are you feeling lucky? just seemed worse. That's one way to describe it. It's definitely worse than a lot of things. Okay. Become Immense is lethal here. Kind of want to snare the or path this. Yeah, I'm gonna path this. Yeah, they always have the combo in their hand, so we're gonna hit for 10 here, I guess. Nope, we're not. Okay, sweet. Gasoline. Am I supposed to play Loot House? I feel like I'm just supposed to play Loot House, right? I feel like I'd be better off this game if I wouldn't have tried to Izzet Charm his Goblin Guide inside of combat last game. I could have just taken the hit for 2 and then Izzet Charmed it during his end step, and then I'd have been much better off. Am I dead to become Immense? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Nope, not dead to become Immense. Alright. Don't need 2 Valakuts. Am I supposed to just BTL for Wrath here? I feel like I'm supposed to just BTL for Wrath here. That feels right. I'm casting Wrath and not Anger because their deck plays a plethora of pump spells. That's unfortunate. Really wouldn't have mind buffering my health total a little bit here. That's a good draw. The nice thing about playing against our opponent's deck is that once we turn the corner hard and fast. So he's dead in 2 to this Colonnade. Sweet. Three oh hype. And I never forget, leagues are like the epitome of competitive. They're not super competitive. So, okay, so here's how the card Scapeshift kills your opponent. Scapeshift gets Valakut the Molten Pinnacle and at least 6 mountains, and because all of the lands with Scapeshift enter the battlefield simultaneously, they all see each other, which if you get 6 or more mountains while getting a Valakut the Molten Pinnacle is going to trigger a number of times equal to the number of mountains you got, which means if you cast Scapeshift with 7 or more lands, you're going to deal 3 damage times the number of mountains you got to your opponent. So, casting Scapeshift while you have 6 mountains and a Valakut in your deck will deal 18 damage to your opponent. And then you can deal much more than 18 damage to your opponent by Scapeshifting on 8 lands, because if you shift on 8 lands, you can get double Valakut and 6 mountains, and then each of your mountains deal 3 damage twice. So 7 land Scapeshift deals 18 damage to your opponent, 8 land Scapeshift deals 36 damage to your opponent. It isn't a real league till we play Hate Bears. You're not wrong, K-Smith. You're not wrong. Actually, this league today's been pretty good, right? What did we play round one? We played all real tier 2 decks, like nothing even tier 3. Like all the decks we've played are better than this Chink that we're playing. Like this deck is, not real, to say the least. I like it, but it's probably not real. So we've played against Green Red Titan Shift, which is definitely like solid tier 2 deck. You're gonna play that tournaments. We played against Kiki Cord, solid tier 2 deck, going to play against that in tournaments, and now we've played against Death Shadow, which just top 8 of the last open. I don't actually get a kickback from Spare Deck, but they send me cards when I need them, so I appreciate that. But there is a discount code below the stream, so if you're going to use Spare Deck, I think it's like Hoagland7 or Jeff7. It's listed below the stream in my information panels. I think it's Hoagland7 for them. We are currently 3-0 in our league with Jeskai Scapeshift. Yeah, Hoagland 7. Which is confusing because the Hex Primal code is Jeff 5, but the other one's Hoagland. I didn't pick the discount codes. Yeah, a lot of people think you can Scapeshift on 6 lands. You need 7 lands to kill them with Scapeshift unless you have a Prismatic Omen out. This seems reasonable. People often incorrectly use terms better and worse in Modern. In Modern, decks usually aren't better or worse than each other. They're just different. They have different matchups that are good and bad. So we have a Slaughter Games in the sideboard, but we can't actually make a black mana for it. This is like just here to bring to light for, and these are the only green cards in the deck. So this is literally a Jeskai control deck. Literally a Jeskai control deck. It's literally blue red control with Scapeshift in it. Okay, so opponent is playing Infect, it looks like. I'll be at Charlotte. I don't know. I have a week and a half to decide what I'm going to run in Charlotte. Probably, if you ask me today, it'd be Kiki Cord, because Kiki Cord is the deck I have the most reps in with. And playing a deck you are familiar with is definitely to your advantage in Modern. If he has a Blighted Agent here, that's not great for us. Yeah. Am I supposed to burn this path? I feel like I'm supposed to burn this path. Abzan Company is one of the few tier 1 decks in Modern. It is very good. This is what the kids would call a good draw. Let's go shock this in. Another Ink Moth is good. I like boarding in 1 Crumble in this matchup because we could bring to light for it to kill these Ink Moths when they get annoying. No, Abzan Company is unplayable on Magic Online. Actually just stone unplayable. I'm just going to Mana Leak this. Do I want to Mana Leak this? I don't think there's a good chance I die if I Mana Leak this. I could wait and hope he goes in more, but I think I just want to Mana Leak this. Kill me! Kill me! Okay, he could have... I guess he could have another Might plus Become Immense. So we could die here. Just like kicking Vines. Vines hit me for 6. Not a problem, Cubs fan. Mutagenic Growth kill me? Another reasonable draw. And by reasonable, I mean fantastic. I always feel like someone... I hate this Magic card. And it's not that its effect is too powerful. It's that this card is just like the worst designed Magic card in the history of the game. In fact, I think the only card in Modern Magic like that's been printed in... There's no year on this. So, like, the only card more poorly designed than this card that's been printed in the last decade are other Phyrexian mana cards. This card just, like, eliminates one of the most interesting aspects of the game of Magic for basically no cost. That's my rant for today. Sorry. Probably not going to be my only rant, let's be honest. Last decade. Sure, yeah, last decade is a good scaler. All right, well, we have to path this. He has 2 protection spells here. We're dead. Yeah, sure. It's great in the degenerate format. You don't even have to have Magic Online recognize infinite loops. You just have to have it like, you know, you just have to like be able to like demonstrate a thing you're doing in a certain roundabout way, and then be like, all right, do this thing 4 times now, Magic Online. Do this thing 6 times now, Magic Online. Do I want Wrath of God? I feel like I don't want Wrath when I'm bringing in all these Angers. I like cutting a land against the aggressive decks. We don't want to flood out against them. I feel like they rarely counter Scapeshift in this matchup, so I'm okay to board one of those out. We can also just like kill them with Pia and Snapcaster Mage. Maybe I want to trim a Bring to Light too, just because like I don't have a lot of good tools to get with it other than Scapeshift. Just like do this. Because normal Jeskai control is a pretty reasonable infect matchup, so just like becoming Jeskai control sounds fine. Yeah, that's why I didn't say infinite. You can't actually execute an infinite loop in Magic either. You have to choose a finite number. So you would just like choose a finite number, and then like Magic Online would just skip through doing that thing that finite number of times. I would like to play first. Easy mulligan. Bad keep. I'm going to keep it anyways. Opponent mulligan to 5. Feeling better about my bad keep. I'm going to top that because I'm just going to fetch it away. Yeah, I'm going to top that. And I'm going to play Flooded Strand on 1. And the reason why I'm leading on Flooded Strand and opposed to Celestial Colonnade, because I want to get Hollowed Fountain into Stomping Ground so my Worldly Council can be Impulse. So again, Colonnade's a little awkward on 1 when you have your Worldly Councils in your opener, but what you going to do about it? He casts Blighted Agent here. We'll jam the Spell Snare. He just does anything else. We'll cast Worldly Council. He plays Spellskite. I might jam Spell Snare. I might snare it. Yeah, I have a Master's in Mathematics. They wanted to pay me to go to school, so I decided to keep going to school. Kill me with Noble Hierarch? That'd be awkward. Glistener Elf, sure, man. I think I'm just casting this and looking for anger at this point. Am I supposed to take Valakut there so I can look for anger and cast it? Oh, that's tough. Well, we have all of our impulses. We're only playing 3 of them. Eighth and ninth grade. That was a long time ago. Oh, 8th and 9th grade, that's technically high school. I didn't go to high school. I just started taking college classes when I was 16. I'll just take another mountain here. Probably want the blue source too, since we've got a bunch of blue cards in our hand. Looking for Anger of the Gods. Guess I'm playing this, shipping the turn back now. Get 4 more looks towards our 3 Angers. I'm not that smart, I just work hard. I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. Man, if he goes for a pump spell here, he's going to lose this fight. I have Dispel and Snare. This doesn't seem very good for him. Right? Like, I just Helix this idiot. He has to have, like, double Vines to get me here. I guess he could have Vines Pierce. It doesn't seem particularly good. Yeah, but no Glistener Elf. So still looking to make the gods very angry. It would suck if he spell pierced this, but I think we're supposed to run it out. You know, sometimes you don't find your 3 of in the top half of your deck. Awkward. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Right? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. I guess casting, assuming that one of these 3 worldly councils was going to hit an anger of the gods I never shuffled was a bad assumption. You're just going to like get slowly beat down by this stupid blighted agent. I think I have to dispel this. This could be loose, but like this is a whole turn off the clock. Like we're just if this resolves, we're just dead next turn. I guess I should have kept the Wrath of God. I just the games don't always go like this where they have multiple threats, and a lot of times when they have multiple threats, it ends up being Inkmoth Nexus is one of the multiple threats. Let's become immense into spell pierce, kill me. So I didn't shock myself like a big dumb idiot. Dispel. Okay. That's fine. We were dead anyways. Seems probably fine most of the time. The actual answer is the reason why Infect is one of the best decks in the format is when they just have it, you're going to die. That's what makes Infect one of the best decks in the format. It's just how it is. Life sucks, and then you die. All right. Well, take another 5 here. He's down to 2 cards in his hand. Pikachu right against Reed there. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate the support. I mean, Glister Elf's definitely the next one to go, right? Like, not close. Going to 7 here. This fetches. Oh, we're just dead. Like scale of 1 to dead. Super dead here. We're going to like 3 here. This is going to 2. He didn't play land this turn, so that means he has a spell in his hand. I mean, he was on the play, so this Anger of the Gods is our first piece of interaction. Is too slow in this matchup. Which again is like why decks like Burn and Infect are really good in the format. Like even decks like ours that have like the correct. Oh God, is his last card Searing Blaze? That would be so good for us. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Huh huh huh. Oh man. Oh man. Woo! So you're saying there's a chance. You're saying there's a chance. That's all I need. That's all I need is a chance. Ah, jeez. Woo! We did it, team. Well, we haven't done it yet, but we're kind of doing it. Yeah, I'm gonna remand this. Let's draw a card. Oh, we only have 2 basic land types. Alright. Man, this mana base is awkward sometimes. That was a lot worse than I was expecting it to be. Want to buy 1 green source. Have to pass that. I'm assuming one of the cards in his hand is Searing Blaze. I guess it could also be a Target's Command because he didn't have a green source when he passed that turn. We have a lot of green sources to draw to here. We have how many exactly? We've got 1, 2, we got 9, 3, 7. No, is it 10? I've got how many fetches? 6 fetches and 2 and 3. So I have 9 green sources to draw to. Exactly. Mana base only a mother could love. He knows we have the spell snare. He saw it from a Goblin Guide. Alright. That's not the worst. It's not awkward at all. Discard this Scapeshift. Pass. What do the kids say? YOLO. Kill me! Cast this. This here Scapeshift. How many mountains do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mountains left in the deck. That sounds right? I probably have more than that. I have 1, 2 mountains in play. Have I discarded a mountain? This is 5. I have 7 mountains in my deck. Okay, that makes sense. No, I discarded Scapeshift to Desolate Lighthouse. I mean, if he kills us here, he kills us here. It just says like double a target's command. He knows about the spell snare. Oh, baby! Oh, baby! Oh, watch him kill us in response to the triggers. How troll would that be? That would be like the next level troll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is more than enough to kill him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And this one hits you, and this one hits you, and this one hits you, and this one. God, he's gonna kill us in response to these triggers, isn't he? I'm gonna be really upset when that happens. That's just super rude. If you got it, I'm not upset, but just like, don't make me do all this clicking and counting. Come on now. Always yes, always yield. Always yes, always yield. He's gonna let me get him to 2 or something stupid? Come on, bud. Alright. Thank God. Double Searing Blaze. Woo! Read that correctly. Alright, Dispel, Negate, probably Purge, maybe Anger. Anger's probably better than Wrath. Tap, tap, Concede. Alright, I think this is definitely a matchup where we cut Escape Shift. Because Greed. Greed is good. Remand, obviously not stellar. This many Angers on the draw might not be worth it. Might be too slow. Maybe I just don't want these. I think that actually is correct. I just don't want these. Maybe I want 1 and cut a Desolate Lighthouse. I don't hate cutting a land in this matchup again. How often do I cut birds? Chords? I almost never cut chords. I cut chords against Leonin Arbiter, and like that's it. And I only cut chords against Leonin Arbiter since we have Nahiri now. I cut birds fairly often. It's not uncommon that I board down from 7 to 4 mana creatures, like 2 walls, 2 birds, and only mana creatures in my deck post board. Against anything that could have Anger of the Gods, I board like that. And like this hand's perfectly keepable game 1 against an unknown. Against Burn, this hand is a mulligan. I'm going to keep this with a scribe. Bottom. So this, remember earlier when I said that I was greedy and cutting to 1 Scapeshift? Now we need 2 mountains to, or two green sources to cast. Look, never didn't have it, ladies and germs. Magic is a skill game, etc., etc. We died to Infect in round 4. Which is winnable, but not, it's more winnable than it is for regular Scapeshift, but it's still probably hard. I don't know. Like, I feel like Jeskai Control is a good Infect matchup, but sometimes Infect just kills even the matchups that they're bad against. So no, the Chord's one of your best cards against the blue decks because it allows you to play at instant speed on their end step. If he has Molten Rains in his sideboard, we could get ranched, but other than that, I'm feeling okay here. Just gonna go ahead and fire this off now so we don't get Skullcracked out of it. If he just goes like land, Molten Rain us, the game's basically over. However, that, oh, geez. God, it's like Christmas. It's like Christmas. Anticipate for a land, hopefully. It's possible I'm supposed to miss my land drop here and then just Lightning Helix him when he does this at end step, but I feel like the probability of us dying next turn is pretty low, but those are also famous last words, so, you know. This is game 2. There's a little thing at the top of the screen that tells you what game it is and whether or not we're up or down a game with arrows. Just... oh, jeez. Greed. Greed is good. Watch him Molten Rain us, and we deserve it if we get Molten Rain. If we got Molten Rain, we're probably screwed either way. So I'm just gonna do this. Land. We're so unlucky. Don't punish me, 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 don't punish me. At least if he wants to save the Swift Spear, he can't make us not gain life with this. So I think this comes out fine, especially since this is fine, right? Like, so we're taking, I guess we're taking a lot here. We're taking 4. We're going to 5 here, but then we get to untap and helix this, and he's got no cards in his hand. Yeah, that seems okay. 7 lands. All right, cooking with gas. Spell Snare is very good in this matchup. Mana Leak's medium at this point in the game. Am I fetching to 3 is the question. I think I have to fetch 3 here. Maybe I'm just supposed to wait it out. I put 2 lands on the bottom of my deck. Yeah, I'm going to fetch the 3 here. This is greedy. This is greedy. What are you doing, Hoagland? Don't do it. Timely reinforcements. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Timely reinforcements. All right. That could be anything. Even a timely reinforcements. Well, that's awkward. Which spell? Dispel right here. All right. Dead to Rift Bolt. Dead to Lava Spike. Not dead. Sweet. No longer dead to Rift Bolt because we have Mana Leak and he's only on 5 lands. All right, it's dead to Rift Bolt. All right, slow and steady. Slow and steady. Sure, like in the event the opponent has the perfect card to beat what we had, combined with the fact that we bricked off on other things, sure. You're right. Like, taking the other card is better if everything goes wrong for us and everything goes right for our opponent. You are completely correct. In the event I want to play around everything going wrong for us and everything going right for them, I should have taken the land. Untapped land doesn't hurt us. I think I'm just supposed to pass the turn here, right? That could have been wrong. It's supposed to, maybe I'm supposed to loot for... Maybe I'm supposed to loot there. Well, we get to double Mana Leak him now, I guess. I think taking the second helix is the higher upside play. All right, well that's great because now we get to go ahead and cast on the reinforcements. God bless. Doop doop doop. Gain 6. Oh yeah, yeah. Get that in my veins. You're wrong. I'm just telling you that you're wrong. That's feel free to disagree with me, but I disagree with your opinion on the matter. Lightning Helix represents gaining more than 3 life because it can kill one of his threats with haste that's attacking us. That's why I believe you are wrong. So let's be more formal. This is why I think you are wrong. Molten Rain, Rift Bolt, sure. So, little awkward here. Boarded out the second Scapeshift, so I can't play this and bring to light for Scapeshift next turn. So I'm just going to discard this. Otherwise, if I hadn't boarded out the second Scapeshift, we could have killed him there. That being said, Snapcaster Timely Reinforcements, that sounds like something I'd like to sign up to do. Casual just like gains 20 life this game. Alright, he's dead. We've got how many mountains in the deck? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mountains in the deck. So we'll get this. We'll shock ourselves. Go ahead and cast the old Scapeshift. All right, casual 4-1. That's not bad. Not the worst by any means. Vote for what you'd like to see next. Give it a few minutes. I guess I'll run a quick ad while we're waiting. Thanks for hanging out here this afternoon.